Hi, my name is Tom Heffel, and this channel is all about helping students learn chemistry. In this video, we're going to do a demonstration of the saying in chemistry that we have that's called like dissolves like. And what that means is that if we have an ionic slash polar solute, that it will dissolve in a polar solvent. Likewise, if we have a nonpolar solute, it'll dissolve in a nonpolar solvent. But when you crisscross them, they won't dissolve. And we're here to kind of just prove that point with a demonstration. So in this demonstration, I have ammonium chloride, which is an ionic compound, which is like the extreme case of polar. So it should dissolve in the polar solvent and not in the nonpolar solvent. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to put equal amounts of ammonium chloride into each of these test tubes. So I'm just going to take about half of this and put it into one test tube. Okay, and then I'm going to take the other half and put it in this test tube. And what we're going to do is we're going to see if it dissolves in the polar solvent, which is water. So if I take some water here, and I squirt it in there, take a piece of paper towel here. I'm going to shake it up. As we shake it up, it was a white substance. I'm going to use a black background to kind of show that it does dissolve. Okay, so we don't see anything in here. There's no white substance at the bottom. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay, with a nonpolar solvent, which is hexane. So I'm going to get some hexane out, and I'm going to put it into our other test tube that has the other half of the ammonium chloride. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use a paper towel, kind of shake it up so it doesn't touch my hands. Okay, put the cap back on, and we'll come over here and we'll take a look to see if it dissolves. Okay, and as you can see at the very bottom here, okay, you can see that there's still some solute down there. It did not dissolve in the hexane. Okay, so something that is ionic, okay, or the extreme case of polar, okay, will dissolve in its own type of substance, the polar water, but it will not dissolve in the hexane. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing over here for a nonpolar solute. And the nonpolar solute that I'm going to use is iodine. So I'm going to take a little bit of iodine and I'm going to put it into each of these test tubes. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit in the first test tube. Okay, and then I'll put a little bit in the second test tube. I don't have a whole lot of this stuff. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing. Okay. We're going to put water in this test tube first. Okay. We're going to put some water in there, and it does not look like it's going to dissolve. I will shake it up. Okay. Now the iodine is dark, so I'm going to use a white background to show that it still is in there. Okay, so you can still see the iodine at the very bottom of this test tube. So the iodine that is nonpolar will not dissolve in the polar solvent, water. Okay, but if we use a nonpolar solvent like hexane, we'll see if it dissolves in the hexane. So our second test tube is right there. And as you can see, we already got a nice purple color, but we'll shake it up still. And you can already see, because of the purple solution, okay, that the iodine is dissolved in the hexane. Okay, get this nice purple solution instead. Okay, there are a little bit of iodine crystals at the bottom. I have a feeling that it just needs a little bit more time to dissolve, or maybe we need a little bit more of the solvent to get all that iodine to dissolve. So we'll do that one more time and we'll give it another look. Okay. So we got this nice purple solution here, okay, where the iodine dissolved in the water, or it dissolved in the hexane. Okay, so once again, iodine, which is nonpolar, dissolved in the nonpolar solvent, okay, and did not dissolve in the polar solvent. So nonpolar will dissolve in nonpolar, nonpolar will not dissolve in polar. And same thing's true over here. The ionic / polar solute does dissolve in the polar solvent, okay, but does not dissolve, okay, in the nonpolar solvent hexane. So like dissolves like. If you found this content helpful, please give it a like and subscribe.